Tonight on Q2, honoring a man who left his mark.
I thought it was a wonderful tribute to a great American and a great man.
Hundreds gather to celebrate the life of County Commissioner John Osland and the 26th annual March Against Drugs and Violence.
Billings is showing Billings that there are great people out here wanting to take a stand against drugs and violence.
A growing event with community members taking a stand. Plus, a Sheridan family faces devastating news, but didn't have to handle it alone.
When our name came around, it was awesome. It was awesome. It was hard. It was hard to accept even, but it was awesome.
How the town showed up for their own in a big way. The MTN News starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday. I'm Hailey Monaco. We begin tonight with the community paying their respects for longtime Yellowstone County Commissioner John Osland. 73-year-old Osland was a well-known figure in Montana politics and was one of the longest-serving county commissioners in Yellowstone County. He was killed in a single-engine plane crash south of Billings on June 19th. A preliminary report from the Federal Aviation Administration says the plane struck power lines seconds before it crashed and burst into flames. It was a crash that shocked the community and has continued to be felt by many across Billings and Montana. This morning, a celebration of life was held for Osland. Our Mac Carmack was there as hundreds gathered to honor a man who left a mark on the community.
I thought it was a wonderful tribute to a great American and a great man.
It was so special to have all these people here supporting his family.
John Osland, a Yellowstone County Commissioner, proud American, husband, father, and grandpa.
He loved his country, he loved Yellowstone County, and he loved his family.
From those who had only had a few conversations with him to his dearest friends and family, they all say that John Osland's legacy will never be forgotten.
John Osland, a great American. Thank you everybody for coming today and celebrating his life with me.
Osland's 73 years of life was celebrated on Saturday at Metro Park.
You likely know that he loved his family fiercely, but I'm not sure you understand the depths of his love for us, his daughters.
He loved everyone. He loved his nieces and his nephews, and he was a lot of fun.
Amongst the crowd was Osland's niece, Nadine Juntanen. She tells me that he was the best uncle anyone could ask for.
We just always got together as families for Thanksgiving, Christmas, Mother's Day, because Grandma was a single mom, so she just had her kids. So every holiday event was just really special.
And while County Commissioner Mike Waters only served with Osland for less than a year, Mike said he misses him greatly.
If you got a chance to know John Osland, all that was said today in the service just rang so true with me as well.
Both Nadine and Commissioner Waters say the dog-loving, tractor-riding, cowboy hat-wearing man will be remembered for his friendliness, compassion, and love for Yellowstone County.
He just was super special.
I'll miss him, but I know he would want us to carry on the good work.
In Billings, Mac Carmack, MTN News.
Well, we certainly warmed up on this Saturday around much of Montana and Wyoming, the Billings area. How about 15 degrees warmer this afternoon than it was yesterday afternoon? Started the day at 54, but look at that. Had a high of 91 degrees yesterday. We only reached 76 degrees. Now, we're not done with the warming trend. However, there are some major changes and rapid changes, too, that are only a few days away. I'll have a complete forecast for the short term and the next 7 days coming up in a few minutes.
Participants for the 26th annual March Against Drugs and Violence gathered on the courthouse lawn in Billings today to help give voice to issues surrounding substance abuse and let others know they are not alone. Our Isabel Sparts was there and heard from several who have been affected, even from someone close to a recent homicide victim, and they're now sharing their stories with others.
Substance abuse and violence have impacted countless lives.
I wasn't born an addict, but unfortunately that is the life that that drugs and violence takes, and that's the end, of the road usually.
But for Mina Crenshaw, it wasn't. Now nearly 3 years sober, it's her second time sharing her story at the March Against Drugs and Violence in downtown Billings, a story of second chances.
I found recovery, and I dedicate my life to systemic change.
The march was started 26 years ago by State Senator Mike Yakowicz, who just wanted to remind others that solution starts with community.
Billings is showing Billings that there are great people out here wanting to take a stand against drugs and violence.
And Mina wasn't the only one sharing her story. Eileen Upshaw has been incarcerated for 10 years, in and out of treatment centers, but now has been on a journey to get clean.
They say that I've changed, and it just feels really nice to be here and recognized for what I'm doing.
She credits the recovery program at Passages in getting her there, and they're one of the many showing others like her where to go.
I literally came from nothing, and I'm here today.
Everybody can kind of think about it, everybody can talk about it, but until that first person, that first group comes out and says, hey, we're going to stand up against it, that people don't feel like they can take that action.
But even as there's hope, tragedy can still cast a shadow.
She was almost done with her schooling to be an addictions counselor. She just wanted to make the world a better place. And we lost so much when we lost Carrie Daly.
Sherry Byrne was Carrie Daly's friend, who was murdered just last week in an alleged domestic violence incident. But she came to show that there's a reason why these issues are still worth fighting for.
When these kinds of things happen and they ripple through the community, you hear like, oh, there was a murder. To me, this is a woman. This was a woman, and her name was Carrie. And she was wonderful and lovely, and she's going to be remembered for more than the way she died.
For these women and others still fighting, this march is a declaration of hope and a promise that it's never faced alone.
Oh, it's not my finest moment, but at the end of the day, it makes it worth it, because this is not all for nothing. If I can use my story to impact another person, then it wasn't not for nothing.
In Billings, Isabel Sparts, MTN News.
United States Energy Secretary Chris Wright joined Wyoming's top officials for what they called a historic day for rare earth mineral exploration. Our David J. got a look inside that mine in Ranchester and tells us why officials say it's important for a lot of different reasons.
All right, 1, 2, 3, rare earth.
Wyoming's congressional delegation and governor, along with the energy secretary, celebrate the mining of rare earth elements at Ramaco's Brook Mine.
Rare earth elements are in almost all energy-consuming systems. Airplanes, trains, cars, refrigerators, appliances, everything that uses energy needs rare earth elements.
It's the first new rare earth mine in America in 70 years and first new coal mine in Wyoming in 50 years.
Everything that is available for energy production is available in this state.
We talked about this being an historic day for rare earth minerals and the American grit that it took to get this done, and just how important it is for American independence.
This will be the epicenter of a Team USA effort for not only mining, but processing rare earths and manufacturing all of the critical products that can be made from them. This one mine can break our reliance on China.
Randy Atkins, Ramaco founder and CEO, says the Brook Mine can reduce China's 90% dominance in rare earth elements.
We are seizing a generational opportunity, transforming Wyoming's natural resources into American strength and security. And together, today, we are not just opening a mine, we are securing a brighter, more independent future for Wyoming and America.
The mine also shows the importance of mining coal for energy.
Without baseload energy that comes from coal, oil, and gas, we don't have the chance to beat China. It is incumbent upon America to produce the energy it needs.
We need energy. We need American energy. We need America energy dominance. Energy is the master resource for a reason. We have it here. We should use it here.
They say coal built much of the country, and coal mining carries tradition and importance to America.
Whether you think you hate coal or not, you better get on your knees and say a prayer for a coal miner and those who gave you the energy that you have today.
We cannot regulate ourselves into a future. We must innovate ourselves into a future. Our country is the greatest on earth.
In Ranchester, David J., MTN News.
President Donald Trump has nominated a Billings lawmaker to become Montana's next federal judge. Trump announced on social media that he was selecting Bill Mercer to fill an opening in the U.S. District Court. Current Judge Susan Waters announced she will retire from active service next June. Mercer was the U.S. Attorney for Montana from 2001 to 2009 under President George W. Bush. More recently, he served 4 terms as a Republican in the Montana House. Mercer will need to be confirmed by the U.S. Senate. Montana's 2 senators, Steve Daines and Tim Sheehy, released a statement praising Mercer as an advocate for the rule of law and the original interpretation of the U.S. Constitution. The summer's largest vendor festival was back in downtown Billings today with lots of sweet fun and plenty of lemonade to beat the heat. Thousands gathered under Sky Point for the 34th annual Strawberry Festival, which saw over 150 food, drink, and merchandise vendors. Now, despite no actual strawberries being sold and the 60-foot shortcake by the slice hasn't been made since pre-COVID, the event is always much anticipated, but this year did see the addition of a strawberry ice cream eating contest where groups raced against each other to chow down sundaes. 8-year-old Zadrian won the 8 and under competition and told us exactly how he won.
I officially won. Let's go. They didn't really have a strategy. I just grabbed the spoon, hooked the whole entire thing on. So that's pretty much it.
A special congrats to Zadrian and all of the other winners. Still ahead on the MTN 5:30 news, a longtime rodeo announcer with an interesting side hustle. We'll explain. But first, meteorologist Jason Stiff will have a full check of the weather. Stay with us.